So is it safe to continue to exercise if you hear cracking or even popping? That's a big question that comes up in the clinic a lot. What I will tell you is that the three things I look for: is there increase in pain after you do that? Is there swelling in the joints, maybe knee? Sometimes it's hard to determine swelling. And do you lose range of motion? Does it feel unstable? If you feel like those three things are occurring, I would stop or modify, more likely, the exercise. Drop the repetitions, decrease the weight, check your form, or modify. Sometimes too, a good warm-up will take that away if you do it gradually. If you jump into a workout too quickly, sometimes that cracking is that the joint hasn't warmed up enough. So warm-up is the key for that. But let's give you a couple reasons why you might have that. Reason number one, what we think is there's a change in pressure. You're releasing pressure. So the joint is changing this position. It changes the volume within the joint. It actually causes a gas exchange. It causes an audible pop, actually. Sometimes when you get a manipulation from a therapist or a chiropractor, same idea. You're changing position, you get a pop. Second thing sometimes they feel is that it's a ligament or tendon, something stretching over a structure that's kind of catching in something that might be possibly tight, and you're causing a little click or some kind of slip or shifting within there. Like I said, as long as you don't have those things that happened earlier, like I said, it's pain, swelling, instability, then you can continue to work through it. And sometimes it actually goes away as you do it more. Another thing can be is aging. Unfortunately, as we age and we have the joints, our joints slowly, they're normally very, very smooth. In fact, actually the coefficient of friction, like how slippery they are, actually is slipperier than ice when we first are born. That's how smooth those joints are. As we age, those joints get a little roughened. I wouldn't call it like sandpaper, but they start roughening. Then you start getting a breakdown in the cartilage. So when you're shifting, sometimes you'll feel a shift within your knee, your shoulder. You're passing by that uneven surface that used to be really smooth. And those changes can occur as early as between your 20s and 30s. So it's not even people that are in their 60s or 70s, you think about it. You can even have changes early on, especially if you've had a past injury. Sometimes those joint surfaces are banged together and you have early changes to the joint or arthritic changes that make it less smooth. So keep that in mind. That might be all that's going on. But the downside is if you stop exercising, you stop stretching, there's a bigger downside is if you don't at least get some movement. So don't break the precautions, the three things I told you to worry about, but if you can kind of work through it, it's just a sound. Don't get nervous. Keep on exercising.